Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey, everybody, welcome back to
It's that show.
I'm Bishop.
I'm Rooster.
And today...
Filling it up. We're filling her all the way up, folks. I don't know about all the way. It's a little expensive nowadays.
God, to go all the way? Man, that's more than a freaking date.
Jesus. Real gas prices, folks. Getting out of hand. This might be the highest it's probably ever been in my lifetime, actually. I remember being like little.
Well, drive for you driving as an adult.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yes.
When I remember a period when I was probably around 12 or something, and then it might have got up to like $4, somewhere around there.
Oof. We're in our area right now, we're looking at like $3.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
$3.50.
From like 180 like
a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago, we were paying like $1.80 a gallon.
Right.
And now we're paying $3+. There are places in California that are pushing the $5 mark, East Coast, at the $5 mark. Come on. How are you supposed to have economic recovery if half your paycheck is going into your tank?
Right.
It ain't all right.
For real. How the fuck are you supposed to go anywhere?
I go on vacation? You can't go on vacation. I'm not going on vacation. I got to pay that much money. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Luckily we work in our area, so we don't travel very far. But
right.
You think about all the people that do daily commutes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
That used to be me driving to school in Denver every day.
Right. So I'm like, this is something that is not okay. Okay. We are not a year into this administration, and you got to start. People that aren't using coupons are using coupons.
Right.
They're trying to save everything they can so they can put it right back in their gas tanks.
Right.
That is not okay.
So what are all the causing? You know more about this whole political side than me. That's why I'm asking. What are the factors that made this happen?
So in all right and fairness. And it wasn't all the previous administration and Trump, becoming energy independent, because believe it or not, during the Obama presidency, he did take some steps to make us less dependent on foreign oil.
Okay.
And there were some steps that were made there that were pretty controversial for being on the left-hand side of things. But when Trump came in, he was definitely all about, and I mean all about, making the USA number one in energy independence. And so there's a lot of projects, things that were going on. He reinforced some of the things Obama put into play. He cut our buying of our fuel from foreign entities to encourage more exploration and productivity of natural resources that we had here. And then the very first thing Biden does when he gets in...
I was going to say, this all sounds great. I was like, where's the problem?
He writes at least 50% of that shit off. And prime example, the pipeline. The pipeline was killed, the Keystone Pipeline. And then a month and a half later, he turns around and says it's okay that we'll go ahead and approve the Russian pipeline, but we won't take care of ourselves.
Biden's only worried about saving fucking face. That's what pisses me off.
He doesn't even know he has a face. He doesn't even know he has a face. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
No, he's barely got any marbles left in his marble bag.
This is not... we're not even a year into this administration. We're looking at fuel prices like this, and working families that have to travel or commute for work, they're now looking at how they're going to pay their bills.
Right. Are you going to fucking buy groceries, or are you going to fucking drive?
Right.
That's a terrible decision to make.
This is not okay, people. What do you do? What does the fuel look like in your area? Put it, let us know in the comments, because we're looking at it across the board right now. We took a little while and looked at fuel prices across the country, and I'm telling you, unless you're driving something that gets 35 plus miles to the gallon, You're not, because look at the SUVs. Look at the service trucks that people drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially around our area.
Look at emergency vehicles.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Look at emergency vehicles. They're constantly running. They're constantly burning fuel. What does that look like to provide services to your local area? You can't tell me it doesn't have an impact.
Right.
Right? What's that mean? They pass the cost on to you or me because we have to get services? No, this is not okay.
Something I still don't understand is why importing energy from elsewhere has increased the price of gas. Why is getting oil from
because of refinery costs? So you have to buy it from a foreign entity. It has to be shipped to a port. Then it has to be transported to a refinery. A refinery then has to refine it, and then
so there's still work to be done once it gets here.
Yeah, because all they're shipping is crude oil.
Oh, okay.
Right. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that throughout the country there are what I call strongholds or depots or storage facilities that we hold a lot of our own crude. That's just crude, right? I mean, you're talking about millions and millions and millions and millions of gallons of crude. But that crude is actually built up so that we don't experience things that we're experiencing now.
Yeah, if there's a drought or something, we have a supply that can replenish it somewhat.
But it still doesn't negate the fact that we are looking at higher refinery costs, right? But we don't have our own oil coming out of the ground, right, at a much cheaper price than what it is now. And now we're buying it from foreign interests again at a higher price, and then having to do all those steps, and then having to give it to the end consumer. What in the absolute donkey what sense does this make, right? My train of thought is we have to turn around, we have to follow the money, right? Whose interests are in play at this point? Whose interests are in play? We got to see where this is all at and why this is such a big deal. And I'm sick and tired of hearing about we have to protect our environment. We have to do this. I am fully on board with that. But at the same time, you also have to look about how do you take care of your own people in your country.
Right, with what you're given. It's like you only got so many fucking options. And realistically, when you look at the whole environmental aspect, it's like cars. What are they, like a fraction of the yearly emission? I think they're like 5% or something. It's low. It's planes and jets and all that stuff that I think that account for like something like 65 or 75% of all the emissions every year.
You want to talk about getting rid of CO2 levels in the air? Let's just be blunt. How many goddamn people are on this planet?
Every one of them pumping out CO2.
Just pumping this shit. Just in and out, in and out, in and out. Right? I mean, come on.
Maybe we do need a zombie apocalypse.
I don't know. It would tie in well with our last episode. But Jesus, I am so sick and tired of everybody's trying to find a scapegoat, trying to find some excuse to why we're experiencing this. And you know what I'm thinking? It's a cycle. It's a cycle. Right?
Oh, you mean the Earth's climate basically constantly, and they've tracked throughout like every 10,000 years.
But you also look at, I mean, unless you're a really religious person and you believe that, we've only been here for 2,000 years. But you look at the dinosaurs and all throughout those periods over millions of years, there's mass populations either in the water or on land, and then there's a mass extinction event. I mean, unless us as a species can really, stop squabbling and get our heads together and figure out how to do interstellar travel, we will die. Let's not make quandaries about it, right?
Like, in a billion years, the Earth is going to be gone because the sun is going to increase its distance and burn it up.
Well, billion.
I think, what did they say? Is it
week? Who knows?
I think you were going to say more.
I mean,
no, you were like, maybe tomorrow.
I mean,
this shit's going downhill quick.
Who knows? I mean, when she's done with this, when Earth's done with this, she's just going to flick us off like a bunch of fleas anyways.
Oh, right. That's enough of that.
You sons of bitches.
Fucked me up for long enough.
Oh, that's it. It's going to take me another 500 million years to fix this.
Right. For real. We are the world's greatest fucking parasite. We have taken over this fucking planet.
Well, and when we talk about energy sources, right, we're talking about the high cost of fuels, we're talking about the high cost of living, paying utilities, the companies make more money because they're adding in extra cost to provide service, but yet everybody is so concerned about sitting at the gas station pumping that fuel in their vehicle, but nobody's concerned about how do we find the next clean fuel source. And when you look at that in a broad spectrum of everything, it is a small little sliver of the people that really are like trying to pioneer and harness the abundant energy that we have around us, right, to make it so it's easily accessible for everyone. When the reality is that everybody on the outside of that small little sliver should be paying more attention and putting more research into it. I'm not saying wind and solar is it, because the most abundant source that we have is hydrogen. Okay?
Yeah.
And the science and the money hasn't been put into that the way it really needs to be, right? And I know we're talking about fission and all that kind of stuff, but if the reality is that if the scientific community really wanted to start fixing the energy crisis, make it affordable, if not free, for the human race, they got to start focusing on that, right?
You've obviously heard about that guy who made that hydrogen-powered car.
Oh, yeah.
Where all he had to do was put fucking water in the bitch to run it.
Mm-hmm.
He was gone.
Yeah, dead.
He disappeared.
He's dead. He gone. He's hanging out with Hoffa. And that's a great thing about science, right? Because science, until the theory is proven correct, it's only a theory, right? And so a lot of things that people want to run around and say there's a law to a certain thing, right? But then you have these guys and these institutes, think tanks, that they look at the same principle of that law and they bend it or break it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the beauty of science. Science is infinite.
Yeah.
Infinite. Right? So why can't we as a species be more responsible and say, we're fucking some shit up.
Right.
And, we might want to start fixing how we run this just pick one little thing, and everybody just gang on it and just say, all right, let's figure this out, because then it becomes a cascade effect.
Yeah, exactly. Right? More and more people get their toes in the water, and
I mean, imagine that. I mean, I understand the theories of it having, fission reactors or fission reactors.
I think there are both, but fission is way more popular. Fission is the separation of an atom, and you gain the energy from that separation. Fusion is the binding of two atoms.
So a cold fission reactor. That's what that's what everybody's after.
Yeah.
And
which blows my mind, because, not to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
But that, nuclear reactors, all they fucking do is they put uranium in there and it gets hot as fuck, and then it boils water and turns a little steam rotor.
I understand.
We're still fucking using steam like we're in the goddamn 1700s?
Yeah, but then you also look at the physical properties and natures of that, and that there are companies and institutes out there that say that they've invented devices that create over unity, which means there's more energy coming out than what's going in. So
how is that possible?
Because it's a dual process. Okay.
I was like, doesn't that break like Newton's laws?
See,
I'm not a scientist.
There it is, right? Laws, right? Laws.
But we know that energy can't be created or destroyed. Like, everything has to exist. It only changed forms.
Yes, to a certain degree, because we still don't know how black holes work.
What do you mean we don't know how they work? We know there's super massive fucking...
Yeah, but we don't know how they work. Right?
Yeah.
We should be able to see light. If it consumes light, we should be able to see light on the other side of a black hole, but we can't.
What do you mean we should be able to see it? It sucks in all the light.
I understand that. But it should leave a trace.
It does leave a trace.
Right. But then where does it go? How come I can't see it through the other side of that hole that's over there? It creates a void. It disappears.
Yeah.
So does it destroy it, or is it replaced, or is it putting it someplace else? That's the thing, is that we don't know, right? These laws are up for debate at all points. But we're off topic on this because over unity is, so take for instance, you take water in, and I'll use this because there's some videos out there and some papers that are done. You put it through what's called a impact mill, right? And what happens is it creates steam, right? But that steam does two things. It creates heat and it creates pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure can then be harnessed to turn a turbine, but the heat can also be harnessed to create energy as well.
That makes sense.
So you have a singular source going in, but it makes two.
Oh, so you're just utilizing...
Right.
But you're still not using more energy than you got in because that energy was turned into heat and was turned into
Motion.
Pressure. You're just capturing literally every form of it that you can.
Right, but if you take a measurement on the beginning scale to what you get on the backside,
it's more.
It's more. So that's what over unity is.
It's got to come from somewhere, though.
Same thing with when you look at hydrolysis and then you split, hydrogen from oxygen from water. Now you have two different elements you can work with.
Okay.
But
sorry if we're getting a little.
We're getting a little Bill Nye up in this bitch.
Let me put on my fucking glasses and my scientific robe. Gotta break down some theories for you folks.
But we want to know. We want to know what you think about the gas prices.
For real though.
Energy in particular. I mean, there's got to be a solution that nobody's seeing, that people aren't. Maybe there is something that we're not seeing, right?
Right.
I mean, maybe you guys know. Maybe they do.
Right. We want to hear from you. If we want to hear about the gas prices in your town, maybe some alternate forms of energy, let us know. We'll go straight to the government for you guys. We got the inside hook.
So make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Let your friends know. We look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.
But unless the next round's on you,
we gotta go.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.